Yeah. So we are here because my client already purchased this. We're just waiting to close. What we are doing now is because he's converting this from a single family home to a 2-unit property, we have the BCIN designer here to do the measurements so that he can prepare the drawings and then submit for the building permit to do it. Because we do it the legal way, we do it the proper way here. But he needs the correct measurements to get the floor plan ready and submit. Yeah, nice blank slate. I mean, you still got the hardwood, the thin plank hardwood that everyone loves. Could use a little bit of refinishing. You got plenty of wallpaper here, very much kind of just like your grandma's house vibes. But like very easy to update if you wanted to, right? What I like is you see this here? I'm 99% sure there used to be carpet on here with quarter rounds and on top of the hardwood. And then when they came to sell it, they removed the carpet to expose the hardwood to show how attractive it is. But obviously you're gonna have to put quarter round back on. But yeah, well, we're not really here to talk about cosmetic. He's gonna do very basic cosmetic updates up here. I think we talked about it, like for the sake of renting it out before the winter, he's gonna do a little bit less than originally planned just to speed things up. I actually really like these handles. Like, oh, there's stuff in here. I don't know, something about these. These are like little keyholes. But you already have a dishwasher. A lot of the older kitchens don't have dishwashers, so this is already hooked up. Like this is, a pretty functional kitchen. It's just a little dated cosmetically. You have a dining space here, which is unheard of for like a dining room nowadays. And then of course we have the massive living room. I'd probably remove this personally. Yeah. I mean, ideally you want to get rid of this wall entirely, but that's too much work for the time frame we have and the scope and the budget we want to work with. Here's what I really want to show is these type of homes almost always have this kind of layout where you have 2 steps down to a side entrance and then a couple of steps down from here into the basement. And what we like to do usually, you just put a fire rated wall right here. Now this door goes downstairs exclusively. We would remove the stairs and frame it here, and this could be a coat closet for downstairs. See, there's just different ways to do this, right? But this space is valuable real estate, man. This could be anything. This could be for this unit, it could be for this unit, or this could be a pantry for this, right? It could be a closet. I mean, the typical bungalow, I think, this one's a bit like a little slightly smaller than average. So we only have 2 bedrooms here. We actually, before we came to see the house, we looked at the floor plan and we're like, maybe we could turn this to a 3rd bedroom. A lot of times where the dining room is this fully enclosed space, we will turn it into a 3rd bedroom. You can get an extra $100, $200 a month as a result of it. It becomes less functional space, but you get a bigger demographic. We were looking at this and we're like, bro, we can't. This is not a bedroom, man. Because the window's here, so you can't put a wall here. So you're putting a wall here? And then you're left with an L. Like what what are you doing with this space, right? And then you lose the ability to eat, period. Very minor cosmetic updates to the kitchen, right? But if we close this off, then we would have to actually redo this kitchen and create some kind of a seating area. Because if you lose the dining room, where are they gonna sit? I can't justify the cost versus reward there. A lot of things to think about. It's actually quite bright down here. But yeah, so, got some cobwebs. Can't escape that. So yeah, it's completely unfinished down here. So we have a complete blank slate to work with. So imagine that's closed off, so that door comes downstairs. And really, you can do whatever you want down here. A couple of things you can't really touch being the, like this has to stay here, obviously. So you work around that. These posts and beams, that's gonna be there. So you just have to work around that layout. My thoughts were initially living room here because you're legally required to have clearance in front of the electrical panel, so you don't really want to put cabinets in front of it. And kitchen here, kitchen here, and maybe bathroom here, maybe bathroom here, because the plumbing's here. Plumbing's also here too, but you can work with that. So this is the main drain of the house. This is here. This is gonna be kind of an obstruction, so we'll have to work around that. This is also the older material. The plan is to replace it with the newer plastic drains. It is readily accessible, so it'll be super easy to do. So my thoughts were, you see how it's like you have the low headroom here. My thoughts were like bedroom, right? And then have the closets be here where you have to reduce headroom. It's my favorite way of doing. I'd like to do back-to-back closets offset so that each room remains square. Because if you don't, then you're gonna have a rectangle but with a jut out, and that's really makes it hard to do good layouts with bedrooms. But if you do back-to-back offset closets, they remain rectangular rooms. For a home of this era, I've never seen this many windows. Look, you got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 windows in a basement. That's unheard of. Normally, you get 3. And so we look at where the windows are and we're like, well, where the windows are, that's our bedrooms, because bedrooms have legal window requirements. And then wherever we're putting the living room, you're like, that's where we put the egress window, because living rooms require more window than bedrooms. And you need to have an egress somewhere. So we put the egress in the living room so it serves both purposes. I can imagine us cutting a big ass egress window here, right? If this is gonna be a living room. Really lots of natural light, right? I won't lie, like the landscaping in the front was a big selling point. Like it's gonna be fine. Like with how good this neighborhood is, it's gonna be easy to find tenants. With how beautiful this the front looks and the backyard as well. And yeah, we'll have to work around this thing too. He looked at it and like, I don't see a good reason why this is here. And he thought maybe back then in the old school days, before you add these floor joists, there's technically no lateral support for the walls, and they might have added this as temporary support. Once you have that, then you have the lateral supports. I think, what did we say? This was gonna be the doorway, and this was gonna be a wall. So just make the wall thicker than it normally would be to incorporate this, and no one will ever know this even was here. Yeah, layout design is utilizing what you have that are limitations and incorporating to something that you would have anyways. Because they're one story and they have a fairly good footprint, logically, the basement should be the same size as upstairs, minus the stairs and minus what you lose for the furnace. So if you have 1,000 square foot upstairs, you should have 950 downstairs, maybe 900, right? So to put a 2-bed apartment, very comfortable. Yeah, this is the birth strategy. Yeah, so buy, renovate, rent, refinance, repeat. So yeah, he's gonna finish this. He's gonna have upstairs rented while the downstairs is being worked on. We're gonna have to find a very particular person who's okay with the construction downstairs. Maybe give him a little bit of a discount while the construction's happening, right? And once the downstairs is done, rented, he's got the income coming in to help him qualify for the refinance. And then, yeah, he should theoretically get most, if not all, his money back. This is perfect. This is exactly what we want. No, there shouldn't be any surprises, man. We did a home inspection on this place, everything. There shouldn't be any surprises.